Hi, my name's Greg and I'm a part of Birdwise East Kent, and today we're going to do a walk and talk around the Botany Bay area from Kingsgate all the way to Fourness Point. So this walk that I'm going to take you on is quite a long one, so remember to try and pick and choose where you're going to go down to what you want to see, but also remember that the tide is a massive factor because we're going to go along the beach, so remember sturdy footwear, but also the tide is going to be coming in and out and you can get cut off, so remember to come around low tide so then you won't get cut off. So I'd highly recommend getting this leaflet called the White Cliffs of Kingsgate, and this really shows where you can go in certain areas to find different historical significance or animal significance. Just before we go on a walk, just remember that if you think you're going to disturb or get too close to any birds, then please go the opposite direction or try and go round, so then you're not going to disturb them and hopefully they can survive over this winter, so then we can see them back with their chicks next year. So this bay is called White Ness and it actually gets cut off by the tide. This means that a lot of species try and roost here, and this means that a lot of gulls and wading species are able to have no human disturbance, so it's the best place for them to roost up and try and recuperate while their food isn't available. So this is where we're going to go down towards the beach, but this area also has huge historical significance, being the buildings around here used to be a part of Sir Holland's estate, but the real reason that we want to go down here is because of this. This arch has a lifespan of about 10 more years, so definitely come down and see it, but remember, if you're going to go through or around, then definitely wear some sturdy shoes because it can be really slippery, and also after a storm in the winter it definitely can have falls, so you can see how much chalk is still left up there. That can all fall down, so just be careful and stay safe. The history around here is absolutely fascinating, with a lot of smugglers in this area. So this keyhole cave is actually where they think that they used to moor up their boats, because it's smaller at the bottom where the base would be and the sail would be bigger, so that means that it would fit directly straight in to this cave here. Keep an eye out along your feet because there's loads of different fossils that you could see, especially these pieces of giant oyster. This area is really natural and it makes so many different caves just like this, and even in this cave there is some species that we can't find anywhere else in the world but Thanet, and it is algae plastered along the chalk. Here's a great spot to actually stop at because of the fulmars that we have here. So in spring to summertime they'll be breeding, and in just this section here we had 13 different pairs. So the fulmars are a relative of the albatross and we get to see quite a few of them because of our chalk cliffs, but actually if you get a bit too close they can actually sneeze salt at you to deter you. These holes here have been used for many different things, but they're most commonly known as the smuggler's holes. These stacks are very iconic in the Thanet area, especially for Botany Bay, and this is the perfect place to actually look out to see if you can find any little egrets, because there is loads around here. area here is perfect. There's a lot of different species. There's some oyster catchers out there. There's loads of crows that are dragging up all their shellfish and dropping from the height onto the promenade to break them, so then they can eat the inside. There's also a grey heron that is standing over them, showing how big it actually is. And then also all these turnstones that are actually on the rocks right now. When the tide comes in, this will be a roosting site all along this stretch here. So we want to try and stop people from coming here at high tide, but at low tide, it's so good. You can see so many different species just from this spot. Forenest area is actually a really great place to go because we've got loads of different plant species and even pyramidal orchids here, but you can also remember to see loads of different kestrels flying above you. Thank you so much for watching. Please look on our website to see any of the Daring Dozen and learn much more about them. And also, if you'd like to see any of our events, so walks and talks, and actually come along to one of these, then please look on our events page on our website.